this yellow One Punch Man deck is all about the Esper sisters using them to combo off each other and events. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and today I'm going to be going over this yellow One Punch Man deck that revolves around both Terrible Tornado and Hellish Blizzard. Make sure to like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. I upload daily duels and deck profiles for different anime TCGs. Alright guys, here we go. These are the current action points that I'm using. And as mentioned, it's going to be all revolving around these two characters, Hellish Blizzard and the Terrible Tornado, going up to a 4 cost only. So let's talk about how the deck works and everything in this video breakdown. If you guys just want the deck list, I recommend pausing the video and heading on over to my website, mobbytcg.com. There you can get every single deck profile as well as proxies for English translated cards that I make myself or other TCGs. Alright, go. So let's talk about this. So this deck only features these two characters, and let's go ahead and talk about every card, starting with Terrible Tornado, the 0 cost. So 0 has nothing here. This is your basic 1500 with the trigger of adding this to your hand. So basically this is one of your raid sources, and we are running 3 of these cards. Next off, we have Hellish Blizzard, the other raid card of the deck. You basically want to see these two on the field at all times, whether it's on the front line, the back line, but basically you want, obviously in the back line, you want your +2 energies on the front line, attackers plus raiders. So Hellish Blizzard, when played, draw 1 and trash 1. Now in this deck, it is actually okay to kind of trash a lot of sort of events in this deck. Definitely don't trash your specials though, because you can't bring them back. But anything else, you get benefits for it being in the trash. So if you have too many events, go ahead and trash them. So this one has an effect because this one is just drawing a card, while this one is adding it to your hand. So both 1500. So this is 3 of these. Now we're going to be using these Terrible Tornadoes, another one. This is another 0 cost. So this one has step. So this deck runs really low with only your highest sort of cost being these 4 costs. So it's okay to throw some on the front line and start doing some damage. It's a sort of a really aggressive low range deck. So Terrible Tornado, step 2000 damage. So we're running 4 of these. So we have 4, 3, and 3, making it so we have 11 total. Or actually, how much is that? 10 total. 10 total. 0 cost. Now for this 1 cost Hellish Blizzard. So 2000 power. When played, look at the top 4 cards. You're going to grab 1 yellow card with 3 or less energy and add it to your hand. The rest go to the bottom of the deck. If the card that you grabbed is an event card, then you get to trash the rest of the cards instead of putting them on the bottom of your deck. Now I just said that it's okay to have some cards in the trash, and most likely you are not going to be sifting through and going through anything from that you're going to be putting on the bottom of your deck. So basically with this deck, with this card, you cannot grab your 4 cost raid cards, which is unfortunate. If you really need a 3, go ahead and grab it. But you want to prioritize grabbing an event card, primarily your specials and your finals. If you do grab them, the rest of the other cards go to the trash, and what you want in the trash will be other event cards as well. So you have the balance of getting characters, balance of getting events, and trashing other events if you did reveal an event. So we're running 4 of these. This is a great card because you actually don't have to trash one from your... Actually, you do. I'm just kidding. You have to trash one after you grab that. Yeah, there you go. So this is actually good because you can grab a 3, trash the one you got, and then go ahead. It's like a lot of weird stuff going on here. Okay, so now for your first card, which has 2 energies, this is Hellish Blizzard, 2 costs here. So if this character is active, gain 2 energy, 2 energy total. 2500. It's your basic 2500. Nothing special here. We're running 2 of these. Now for another 2 cost Terrible Tornado. So if this character is on the front line, all of your Hellish Blizzard cards on your cards cannot be chosen by other opponents' characters or trigger abilities. This does not cover event cards straight from the hand, however, but it's still pretty decent. So the trigger here is draw a card. This is 3000 power. So this is another one of your early game attackers. It kind of fulfills the same role as this Terrible Tornado. So primarily, she's going to be the aggressor, while Hellish Blizzard is going to be the supporter. And this one also protects Hellish Blizzard. Okay, time for your first events of the deck. So this is called Esper Sisters. So we're running a couple of these. So you activate for 2. Look at the top 7 cards, right? You grab 1 Terrible Tornado and 1 Hellish Blizzard, and the rest go to the bottom. Really great card. 1 action for 2, and you primarily want to search for your 4 costs. You really need to get the 4 costs, otherwise this engine isn't going to work. So top 7, grab as much as possible. We're running 2 in here. Next off, it's going to be a 3 cost. This is Terrible Tornado, another crazy good attacker. However, this one's running 2 energy, so if you already have a lot of good energy in the back line, just throw this on the front line right away. Other than that, leave it on the back line. So 3 costs during your turn. If you have used an event card, this character gains 1000 BP, making it a 4000 character for attacking. It will then revert back to 3000 on your opponent's turn. The trigger here is active character and plus 3000. Running 2 of these. Now for your other 3 costs here, this is another Hellish Blizzard, and it's also your 4 colors of the deck. 3. During your turn, if you have a Terrible Tornado on your front line, this gains 1000. You always want a Terrible Tornado in front line if possible. However, you don't always want to play this character in the front line. 2000 in the back line for just 2 energy is good enough. If you need to throw on the front line, your turn will be 1000, but then during your opponent's turn, 2000 as a blocker, so not that great, primarily on the back line. When played, look at the top 4, grab 1 event. This has to be an event. If you added 1, then you trash 1. So this is good for grabbing once again specials and finals and all that good stuff. So this Hellish Blizzard, you're doing a lot of searching with this one here and the Esper Sisters, so you're getting a good amount of searching. So you want, she's primarily going to be grabbing the events. You want Terrible Tornado to do the attacking, and then you want to, as much as possible, grab your raids, because there's only 8 in the whole deck. And the color here, color trigger is choose 1 character on your opponent's front line, switch it to resting. If it's already resting, doesn't matter. Then it will be set to resting. The next time it would switch to active. Now for another event of the deck, I merely immobilize them. This is a 3 cost. So you can only use 1 of these per turn because the ability is pretty good. Choose 1 character on your opponent's front line and switch it to resting. If you have Tornado and Blizzard on the field, which by the time you have 3, you most likely will have both on the field, it will remain set to resting. The next time it will be switched to active. So basically it is the exact same effect here, except you have to have both these characters on the field, which you most likely will. It's a great card, and the trigger here is active 1 character 3000. I'm running 3 of these in this deck. Another 3 costs we're using is your 4 specials of the deck. This is called a Psychic Power. Choose 1 character with 2000 or less on the front line and sideline it. However, if there's a Terrible Tornado, you can add 1000 to the battle power range, depending on each event in your sideline. So this card, when played, it should count as a card in your trash. So already this will be 2000. If you have Terrible Tornado, it's already 3000. If you have at least 1 more card in the trash, it'll be 4000 and then 5000, etc. So that's how this works. The trigger here is special. Choose 1 character on your opponent's front line and sideline it. So there you go. We're running a lot of events in this deck, and I think it's a total of 13 different events. This is the last of the events called Hero. This is your 4 finals. Choose 2 AP. Switch them to active, making it so you get more actions for the turn. If this is your final life as a trigger, you get to heal 1. Alright, now moving over to all of our 4 costs. This is Terrible Tornado. Activate main if on the front line once per turn. You can switch to resting 1 active character on your front line with 5000 or less. If you do, choose 1 character on your opponent's front line and switch it to resting. So you usually only want to do this effect when you want to rest one of their strong characters in order to force them to either block with another one, or if they were going to get a free block in any way. Maybe this is really good also for going for game. If your opponent has like a high block or a double block, you can go ahead and rest one of your other characters in the front line that might not even have a good attack power. Like you might put this Hellish Blizzard on the field, you know? So this is good. It's versatile, but it's really great because it's a 4000. It is a raid source, but it's a 4000. You usually aren't going to be raiding on this particular one. It's just helping you on the front line, because even though you have 8 raid sources, you still need some frontliners, and this is one of your strongest at a 4000 base. The trigger here is draw, add this card to your hand. I'm running 4 of these. Now for your powerful raid cards, we're going to start with Hellish Blizzard, a 4 cost. So this raid only on Hellish Blizzard, I think you have 13 or 14 of blizzards, and you have 13 or 14 of tornadoes in this deck. So when you play this, draw 2 cards, very powerful. Activate main. If on the front line, you can go ahead and trash 2 cards, so you can even trash the 2 you got, right? You choose one of these following. Add 1 event without a special from your sideline to your hand. So if you want a refresher of which cards you can add back to your hand, you can grab the heroes for more AP. You cannot grab this one from the trash. You can grab I merely immobilize them, and you can also grab Esper Sisters for more searching. So once those are in the trash, you can grab them. The other effect here is all characters on your field gain 1,000. You usually only want to use the second one when you're going for game, for the finale, because you don't want to do it that early. You'd rather just grab something good from the trash. So this is very powerful. Draw 2 cards. You might as well keep those cards. And the trigger here is add this card or raid if you can as a 4. The power is 3,000, so it's really, really weak. But that's why you have the other character in the form of Terrible Tornado. Another 4 cost, only raids on Tornado. So, and this one comes with a base of 4,000 power. During your turn, if you already use an event card, this character gains impact, which is why you have a lot of events in the deck. Then you can activate or whatever, activate main on the front line. And this is really good because you can use it anytime during your main phase. Reduce the AP cost of the next event from your hand by 1. You could only activate this Terrible Tornado once per turn. However, if you have multiple Terrible Tornadoes, activate this, use an event, activate the other one, use an event. You can do that. Not sure what happens if you do 2 at once, because I'm not sure how it stacks up that way. But because it's your turn, you don't have to worry too much. You can just do it like this, that, it should be no problem. So this is extremely powerful. Another good reason why we are running 13 plus events, it's going to become free. This one makes it so you can grab stuff from the trash as well to use it. So you can activate this, draw some cards, grab an event card. You can use her free ability to immobilize characters from the trash. You can hero. It's so super powerful. This character is amazing. Also comes with impact. So these 2 on the field, you want to see as much as possible. Get these raid cards. So that is it for the deck, guys. So you can see here it revolves around just the late game with these 2. A lot of the early game is also Terrible Tornado attacking as much as possible, with Hellish Blizzard being a little bit weaker. If you don't get your raid cards, you can at least have these Terrible Tornadoes on the front line for some extra damage. These heroes, which, man, they're event cards, so they can be used for free, grabbed from the trash. And these are decent for KOing something unless you don't have Tornado on the field, but this deck only runs those 2. You should have it. I merely immobilize them is so good. These work really well for characters that are above your attack range. For example, 45, 5,000, even 10,000 Saitamas. This will totally nullify them because it goes in the field, and you can't destroy or remove, for example, cards that say cannot be removed like the Saitamas, but this one you can still rest it. So if you can do this every single turn, and it's so powerful, that's why you can only use 1. And you get it for free if you have your Terrible Tornado, for example. Or Terrible for Tornado. So you can use these for free every single turn if you can get them. So good. Man, just stunning the board. So these cards all work together. And that is it for the deck. So let me know what you guys think about the Esper Sisters. It is not the crazy powerhouse that I've been showing with the Garou decks or the Saitamas, but these 2 work together. I think it's a fun little tiny rogue deck. I'm not sure how powerful it is, but we're going to do a lot more testing and we'll go from there. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.